Death was supposed to be the end. But for Belle, death was just the beginning of a world far darker and more seductive than she ever imagined. A bullet to the chest should have sealed her fate. Instead, it introduced her to a reality hidden in the shadows, ruled by those who walk the line between monster and man, a world of vampires, of secrets, of sins. And in this world, Belle is anything but a passive victim. She's the spark that ignites chaos. She's the prize they kill for. And in the hands of dangerous immortals, she becomes something more than human. She becomes power itself. Belle lived a life on the margins, trapped in a body that betrayed her, rejected by the world for the scars she carried on the inside and out. When the end finally came, it felt more like a release than a tragedy. But fate had other plans. She wakes not in heaven or hell, but in the middle of a supernatural war zone. The vampires who saved her don't wear halos. They're ruthless, they're lethal, they're hungry, and they want her for reasons she doesn't understand. She's not sure if they're her saviors or her captors. But one thing becomes terrifyingly clear: there is something inside her that calls to them. Something ancient. Something cursed. At the heart of the chaos is Kane. Dark, dangerous, commanding. He claims Belle as his responsibility, but the fire in his eyes says otherwise. He looks at her like he wants to devour her, protect her, destroy her. His presence is like a storm, always just one breath away from unleashing. Yet Kane is only the beginning. There are others who circle Belle like predators scenting blood. Lucien, the seductive manipulator; Raze, the feral warrior; and Roman, the mysterious shadow who seems to know her better than she knows herself. Each of them is powerful, each of them dangerous, and each of them is tied to her by a force none of them can control. Belle is thrust into a world she never knew existed, where alliances shift like smoke and trust is a luxury she cannot afford. The vampire society is brutal and unforgiving. Belle isn't just an outsider, she's a threat, and threats don't survive long. But Belle doesn't plan to be anyone's pawn. Her past may have broken her, but her death awakened something fierce inside. As she learns to navigate the vicious power games of vampire politics, she begins to uncover the truth about her resurrection. And what she finds shakes the foundations of everything that vampires believe in. The secret isn't just that Belle came back from the dead. It's how. She wasn't turned, she was changed. Something ancient lives inside her now. Something the vampires fear and crave in equal measure. As Belle begins to manifest powers she doesn't understand, she becomes a symbol of hope to some, and a weapon of destruction to others. The vampire world is dividing, and Belle is the fracture point. On one side, those who want to control her. On the other, those who want her destroyed. But Belle isn't a girl anymore. She's not even human. The rules that once applied to her no longer exist. And with every choice she makes, she steps deeper into the dark. Love and hate become blurred. Loyalty is bought with blood. And as Belle becomes the center of a supernatural war, she must decide who she truly is: a victim, a weapon, or a queen. Kane is her greatest temptation and her most dangerous weakness. His past is soaked in blood, his heart locked behind centuries of violence, but something in Belle breaks through his armor. He doesn't just want her, he needs her. And the more Belle pushes him away, the tighter he holds on. Their connection is volatile, a firestorm waiting to erupt. Yet there's tenderness in him too, a broken man hiding behind a monster's mask. As Belle's power grows, so does the pull between them. But in a world where love can be a death sentence, Kane may have to choose between protecting her and letting her go. Lucien is the silver-tongued devil who plays every side to his advantage. He's dangerous in a different way: charming, seductive, always watching. He knows secrets that could shatter the world. And he sees something in Belle no one else does. A mirror, a reflection of his own darkness. Lucien doesn't want to save Belle, he wants to unleash her. To turn her into the storm the vampire world can't ignore. His motives are unclear. His loyalty is questionable, but his obsession with Belle is undeniable. Then there's Raze, the silent killer who wears rage like a second skin. Belle awakens something primal in him, a need to protect, to possess. But he's haunted by his own demons, and the closer he gets to Belle, the more violent he becomes. He doesn't speak much, but when he does, it's with his fists. Yet even Raze, with all his brutality, treats Belle like something precious, and that terrifies her more than any threat from the outside. Roman, the enigmatic figure who moves like a ghost through the chaos, holds the final piece of Belle's puzzle. He knows where she came from, why she's different, and what she's meant to become. But his silence isn't protection, it's strategy. He's waiting, watching, and when the time is right, he'll show Belle who she really is. The truth will destroy her, or it will set her free. That is, Belle fights to uncover her origins. She also battles the growing darkness inside her. The power that resurrected her is changing her, feeding on her emotions, twisting her desires. She's not just becoming dangerous. There are moments when she doesn't recognize herself, when the urge to hurt, to destroy, becomes overwhelming. The vampires around her think they're the monsters. But Belle is beginning to wonder if maybe she's the worst of them all. War is coming. The vampire world is cracking at the seams. Old alliances are collapsing. New enemies are rising. And through it all, Belle stands at the center like a flame in the dark. She's no longer a broken girl looking for an escape. She's a queen, carving out her throne in blood. And the question isn't whether Belle will survive, it's how many will fall to keep her standing. In For Whom the Bell Tolls, Jaysea Lynn delivers a gritty, seductive, and electrifying paranormal fantasy that flips the resurrection trope on its head. Belle is not your typical heroine. She's not soft, she's not perfect. She's fractured, furious, and forging her own path through a world that wants to consume her. With razor-sharp dialogue, brooding anti-heroes, and a heroine who refuses to be tamed. This book is an unrelenting ride through the shadows of desire and death. If you're craving a story that blends the dark allure of vampires with fierce female empowerment and a romance that burns like wildfire, this is your next obsession. Belle's journey is far from over, and the world she's tearing through won't survive her wrath unscathed. One thing is certain, death was just the beginning, and for whom the bell tolls, it tolls with vengeance.